So today we forgot to make a top five. So I texted Jared at like 10 a.m.
Ooh,
What's our top
getting
five?
shit done.
So we decided to do top five melee weapons from movies. And I don't know if you did TV. I did one TV.
I did all movies this time.
Ooh,
I'm a
very
good
nice.
boy.
Interesting
Yeah,
reversal.
I
Um,
know.
yeah, but pretty much anything that's not a gun or a laser is a melee weapon. So
Hmm.
it's a fun list. I came up with it in 5 minutes. But I struggled with picking the number one, so I think
Mm,
it'll be interesting. Hopefully, there's no overlap too. But
yeah,
I
hopefully.
think
There was one that I wasn't sure if it counted or not, so I left it off, but I won't say what it is in case it's on your list. Um,
okay.
but ooh, stay tuned. Little
Ooh,
teaser ahead.
yeah, 5 minutes ahead.
Mm.
Um, did you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I would love to go first.
Go first.
We got an old saying on this podcast: "When in doubt, just pick some Edgar Wright movie." So I'm gonna go with Shaun of the Dead and Sean's cricket bat for my number five.
Hell yeah.
I think it's hilarious. You get one of my favorite scenes set to music of any movie ever, with that "Don't Stop Me Now" finale. And it's great. And it's funny. And it's a bad weapon, and so it's my number five.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice. Yeah.
Thank you.
My number five is also made of wood. It's
Mm,
Harley Quinn's hammer from Birds of Prey or mallet,
nice.
whatever. But yeah, I love this thing. I love that. I just love the look of it. It looks so much like way too big to handle in the middle of a fight, but
Hmm.
she still makes it work. It's no secret that we're big Margot Robbie fans on this show.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my number
Cool.
five.
Great. My number four has a lot of appearances. Some would say way too many appearances, and that's we're dipping our toes in a more true horror fashion with Freddy Krueger's claws on number four, Nightmare of Elm Street.
Yep.
I love it. It's badass. Fuck Wolverine. Freddy did it better.
Mm.
And yeah, so we're going number four.
Nice. Mine is also horror related. It's of the chainsaw
Mm.
variety, but not the one that you might be thinking of right now, audience.
Oh.
I'm actually thinking of Ash Williams' chainsaw from Evil Dead 2. Um, it's groovy, as he says, because it's strapped to his hand.
Groovy.
Because it's strapped to his hand, like he cuts off his own hand with it and then
Mhm.
replaces his hand with it, and it
Yeah.
kind of becomes a mainstay of the entire franchise. His mainstay weapon of the entire franchise, besides the boomstick shotgun that he has. Yeah, I love Evil Dead 2. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and the chainsaw
Mhm.
scenes are a big factor in that.
Yeah. It's a fantastic pick. Coming in at my number three, a melee weapon that probably has the least amount of casualties on my entire list. But it has to have a spot. It's just that iconic. It's Indiana Jones's whip.
Yep.
I couldn't. It's got more uses than weaponry, and it felt weird not including it, and so here it is.
Yep. Are you a big South Park watcher?
I actually everything about me says I would have watched South Park way too much growing up. Haven't seen a single episode in full.
Okay, interesting. I might show you one then, because it's
Yeah.
called it's I don't know if it's my favorite. It might be my favorite South Park episode of all time, and that's saying something because
Mhm.
there are almost 300 of these things. Um, but my favorite episode is called "Make Love, Not Warcraft," and basically they teamed up with Blizzard to animate themselves as World of Warcraft characters.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so the kids are playing World of Warcraft, and they have to deal with this really powerful griefer. For those of you who don't know, a griefer is a gamer who just prioritizes killing other players instead of playing the game. So
Mhm.
in order to play the game, they have to upgrade themselves by doing tedious tasks to kill this guy, but it still might not be enough. because this griefer is so powerful that he threatens to destroy the world of Warcraft.
Wow.
And so the developers hands the kids a forbidden weapon called that was so powerful they had to take it out of the game, called the Sword of a Thousand Truths. And the Sword of a Thousand Truths is literally just it's a digital file, so it's just a 1 gigabyte flash drive that they have to like break into a Best Buy. They have to like put it onto one of the computers. It's so good.
That's
So I
awesome.
went, and there's so much mystique, and like whenever someone says the Sword of a Thousand Truths, I go, the Sword of a Thousand Truths. And oh, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, I'm into it. I'll watch it. My
Um,
number 2. Right,
yes.
I'm on 2. Okay. This one's an iconic one. It's I was debating which version of this to put in,
Mm.
but there's only one right answer, and so that's Darth Maul's lightsaber.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
the most badass one. It's the only redeeming quality of that film, and it's too short-lived, but still, all that said, it's my number 2.
Yep. Yep. I I I refrained from picking lightsabers just because I thought
Yeah.
I might make all 5 of them lightsabers if I even included one.
Yep, that's fair. I
Yeah.
would have done the same, but I did this 2 minutes before we started recording. So
Yep. Yep. Um, yeah, that's a great lightsaber. Such an iconic silhouette, such an iconic image.
Yup.
Another iconic sword, though, is from a very different kind of movie, but an equally badass thing, I think. It's the
Mhm.
final sword by Hattori Hanzo, the Bride's Katana from Kill Bill.
Yup.
I love
I
this.
didn't put it on the list because I knew you would.
Yep, yep. I had to. I had to.
Yeah.
Because it's such a beautiful sword that it like makes people cry when they look at it. They it scalps Lucy Liu, spoiler alert. Uh and like I just love the way it looks in her hands. Like it matches the palette of her costume and everything. It's so
Mhm.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got unfortunate news for my number 1. We've been doing good not having any crossover, but here we are.
Oh
Number
man.
1, uh, Evil Dead 2's chainsaw hand. It's a chainsaw as a hand. Like
Yeah.
you don't get cooler than that.
Oh man. Yeah.
It's been a few weeks since we've had crossover.
I know. When was the
I'm
last
upset.
one?
Couldn't tell you. Maybe all the super fans will leave a comment below.
Maybe they will. Maybe they will. My number 1 is the third sword in a row. Jeez, I just noticed. Um,
Good thing
but
he
it,
had no lightsabers on
I know. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people were when this movie came out were bitching about it being a Deus Ex Machina type thing, but I don't
there.
care. It's Pacific Rim. Who cares, man? Like, of course, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pick the GD6 chainsword that they discover last minute while they're being flown up into space by a giant kaiju pterodactyl. And of
Mhm.
course, Guillermo del Toro makes it into a whip that straightens into a sword and then cuts the pterodactyl in half. It's freaking dope, and I
I
love it.
think that's the most Pacific Rim sentence you could have said. It's a whip that turns into a sword and it cuts the pterodactyl in half.
Yup,
Like that's that is the movie.
that's the movie. And I love it. I love his eye for design. Of course,
Mhm.
we've we've hyped up Del Toro a bunch on this show, so I had to
Yeah.
shout him out again.
Hell yeah. Great list. The second best list on the episode, I would say. The one that I was thinking, but I was like, I'm not sure if it counts, is the like cattle bolt gun in No
Oh
Country for
yeah,
Old Men, because it doesn't shoot a projectile, but it's still like a gun. and so I
Yeah,
wasn't sure if it counted. Um, so there's a little honorable mention, I guess.
yeah. But maybe for top 5 movie guns,
Yeah,
we'll have
we
it on
we
there.
can we can include it, but now I won't. Uh,